Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today we're going to do chemistry regent for January 2020, the last regent. So part B2. Answer all the questions in this part. So again, I don't care about what's mentioned in the passage. He's giving me some information. If I need them, I'm going backward. So state both the number of proton, neutron for S series 3. S series 3 means proton plus neutron are series 3. Okay, so what does it mean? I need the number of the protons. The number of the protons, I can get it from the reference sheet. The sulfur is 16. The sulfur is 16. So proton is 16. 33 minus 16 is 17. So the proton are 16, the neutron are 17. In the space of your answer booklet, show a numerical setup to calculate the atomic mass of the sulfur. Atomic mass, look here, I have atomic mass for each isotope. I have to multiply it by the percentage and add at the end. So the setup is going to be like that. 31.972 multiplying by 94.99 divided by 100 plus 32.971 divided by 100 multiplying by 0.75. I have the result part. Plus 33.968 times 4.25 divided by 100 plus 35.9. I can't see the number, maybe 67 times 0.01 divided by 100. That's the numerical setup. He doesn't ask you to find the answer again. Be accurate, just do what he asking you about, don't waste your time. Okay, now comparing the energy of the sulfur atom in third shell from the first shell. So here is the first shell, here is the third shell. So to be in the third shell, you should have high energy. If you remember the lesson that to move upward, you have to gain energy. So what does it mean? If you are in the third shell, means you have higher energy than the first and then the second. Okay. Now I'm going for question 54, 57. So we have again a story. I don't care about the story. I'm going right away direct to the question. State evidence of other than mass from the information given that the component of the rock salt have different properties. Component of rock and salt. So we know rock insoluble of water. Soluble, while salt is soluble in water. That's why I can use a filtration. Explain in terms of particle size why the rock. So if I'm doing filtration, so imagine I have a gate and I have an elephant bigger than the gate. It's going through? No. So the particle size for the rocks is going to be more than the filter paper space, so it can go through the filter paper. It says there's a significant number in the mass of the beaker with dry sodium chloride. I have a decimal point, so I count every number 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4. I have a decimal number. So the decimal point make you count all the numbers starting from the first significant number. So the first significant number was 2 because you start from the left. I count 2, significant 4 is significant 0, significant 0 is significant. Set up a numerical value to find the sodium chloride. So I go right away the percent of composition. So the formula say mass of the part divided by the total mass multiplying by 100. Now I'm going back to the question. I have the formula here. So you want sodium chloride. The information given here, I'm going to start to read sodium, 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 sodium chloride. I don't have sodium chloride by itself, but I can find it. Look here, that speaker was dry sodium chloride, that speaker clean beaker. So if I subtract 240 minus 224.2, and the total rock and salt was 16.4 times 100. He said a numerical. You don't want to solve it. You don't want to solve it. But if you do the subtractions, 15.8 divided by 16.4 times 100. Okay, be more specific. When I ask you a numerical setup, I don't ask you to find the solution. Question number 58 through 61 according to that graph. Okay, I'm not going to see the information. I'm just jump to the question. 58, compare the mass of the gas in A and B. Look here. They have, I want to be sure that they have the same volume. So I'm going to read now the information I'm forced to do. So he said you have cylinder A, cylinder B. Each cylinder contains 500, so it's the same volume. Same volume means same amount of moles. Same volume means same amount of moles. So they have the same amount of moles, but the molar mass for hydrogen is 2, while the molar mass for nitrogen is 14. So it's going to be more mass. So the gas in cylinder B, gas B is more than gas A in terms of mass. And the explanation, they have the same volume. Having the same volume means the same number of moles. If I want to know the weight, I multiply by the molar mass. The molar mass for nitrogen is 40. The molar mass for hydrogen is 2. At the end, I get more because of the molar mass of the nitrogen. Okay. Stage change and pressure will cause the gas and cylinder A behave like either gas. So temperature should increase and pressure should be decrease. We understand it from the ideal gas concept. The ideal gas, you shouldn't have a gap. So I have to decrease the pressure to increase the volume. Okay, so I have large space, so they aren't close to each other, and they should be energetic. That's why I should have a higher temperature. Explain term of collision between gas molecules and the walls of the container while pushing movable piston further into cylinder B at constant temperature would increase the pressure. First, I have inverse relationship between pressure and volume. So when the volume decreases, the pressure increases. And that's why, because the collision is going to be faster now. I have less volume. Having less volume means the collision is going to be more faster. Question number 61. Set up a numerical setup for calculating the volume of the gas in cylinder B at standard temperature and pressure. So in that case, I have to read a question. So it said here pressure, volume, and temperature. So I need to know what's STB. So the pressure is 101.3. The temperature should be 273. If you forget, you can go here and everything is here. 273. 273 is the pressure, and Now I'm going to use the information he wanted to know the volume. So what was the given here? The given that the pressure 101.3 and the volume was zero point 0.5 liter and the temperature was 298. So now I'm going to use the combined gas law, but what we observe, okay, I'm going to write it B1 V1 over T1 equal to B1 B2 V2 over T2. If you observe the pressure is the same, so I'm crossing out the pressure. So I'm going to use V1 over T1 equal to V2 over T2. And from that, V2 equal to V1 T2 over T1. Okay. Now I'm going to write the information. So V1 was half a liter. Temperature 2 is 273. Temperature 1 was 298 Kelvin. So that's the numerical setup. That's the numerical setup. Question number 62, 63. So give me information. It says in the term of the concentration, Y 6 molar more conductor than 0.1 more. So that means because it has more ions, more concentration of ions. More concentration of ions means I have more available ions to move, so it's a good conductor. Question number 63. Identify the element making it organic. Organic carbon chemistry. So it's a carbon. It's a carbon. Okay. The last two questions. Now, complete the question in your answer booklet. Decay phosphorus theory by annotation of the missing product. So I have to read phosphorus theory, phosphorus isotope, phosphorus decay by positron emission. So first I have to know the symbol for the phosphorus, which is P. Phosphorus P. B 15. Here is a P. So P 15 and 30. Decay by positron. So since the decay it's coming here. If I don't know what is a positron, I go for the reference sheet. Positron here. Positron means E positive 1 0. E positive 1 0. So E 1 0. Now here is 15, so it should be here 15. So that's 14. Here is 30, so it should be here 30. I got here 30. So now I'm going for the reference sheet to see which element has 14 proton. 14 proton. 14 proton. 14 proton means silicon. So the answer is silicon. Silicon 1430. So I finish it and here is the notation. Based in table N, I start, so it's the key. I start by 100. I want to go to 25. So the half of 100 is 50. Half of the 50 is 25. So means I have two half-life. So what's missing now? I want to know how long is the half-life for the phosphorus 32. So I go for the reference sheet. He said table N. I'm looking for table N. Phosphorus 32 is 14.2 days. So for the first half, it's 14.228 days and 14.280 days. You have to add them. So that's 28.56 days. And that's the last question for part B1. Hope you understood. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah and have a good day.